Welcome back to the Loss Prevention News Network. I'm Joe LaRocca, and I'm here with special guest Jim Shepard, who's the National Accounts Manager with Protection One. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me.
So we're here in New York City at the National Retail Federation's big show. We're right down the street from a number of different service providers, all the big guys, IBM, Microsoft, Oracle, and the big players in the technology space. But Jim and the Protection One team do things different. They are technology providers servicing the loss prevention space and operators, not working just with LP, but working with the CIO and other folks inside the organization. Can you tell us a little bit about the organization? What is it that you do, and what makes you different?
A little bit different. I think some of the folks had seen it. There's a recent acquisition of Protection One. We're purchased by a parent company called Apollo. A little more aggressive market share. What they've done differently is we're in aggressive growth mode. We've added another 30 offices to complement our existing 60 plus. So we're somewhere in the 90 plus offices range. Over 3,000 techs. We started investing into a NOC, which is to manage networks. What we're finding that over the years, everything is tied to the network, no matter what you purchase. I mean, I have 24 years in the industry. We've always talked about buy IP. Let's transfer from analog to an IP camera, and let's do a public view model. Let's tie it to the network as well, with also the cancellation of PSTN phone lines to get rid of to add VoIP services. Again, there's another technology they want to tie to the network. What we're seeing is the networks just aren't big enough. So you've got video and you've got alarms, you've got public view monitors all trying to push over that same pipe. And by the way, this is the same pipe that our retailers hold near and dear to their heart, which handles their transactions, all their customer data, which brings up another concern on security. So what P1 has done is we have our own NOC, and we are a Cisco managed service provider and partner. They're all Cisco certified, but we manage over 750 networks already with retailers. Wow. We have 1,000 plus appliances on these networks we manage, so we can actually see when an NVR goes down, all the way down to the camera. We can tell you the camera's out. We can measure uptime. Yeah, how important is it to invest into all this technology and the network be down, so it's not bringing any data across that pipe. So we manage these for this. But some of the challenges with this is LP representatives just don't know how to approach their IT departments and get permission. I mean, if you're a CIO of a company, the last thing you want is another provider walking up to you and saying, you know what, I want to manage your networks. I want to take over what you do every day and bring in those pipes into your facilities and outsource that. So there's a little bit of a challenge with an LP representative or retail explaining that to the CIOs of the companies. That's where we come in. We will bring in our Cisco certified folks and sit down and show you the ROIs, how we aggregate broadband, basically giving you a better pipe, larger and cheaper across the nation, so you can handle those technologies. All in the meanwhile, keeping in mind your security of your customers' data and your point of sale transactions.
That's fantastic. And Jim, with the Apollo acquisition, how do those offices integrate together? What are the bigger benefits now with the new, bigger, stronger organization?
What it allows us to do is to train our technicians, train our staff, so we can have more scope control. What we do a little bit different is we don't subcontract everything. All of our service is provided from our own technicians. We provide 24-hour service, and these technicians are trained on our customer base. They're trained on the technology. We don't sell technology just because someone picked a name brand. We sell technology that we've trained internally, so they actually show up with the right parts and smarts, understand the technology, how to make those things work. But I had those representatives on the East Coast, West Coast. They have the same skill sets, so you see consistency all the way across the nation.
That's fantastic. Now, when you're visiting a trade show, especially something outside of the loss prevention space, and there's so many competitors and different technology providers, you've got to be in the market too, looking at what are your competitors doing and what's the next generation of technology. And not that I'm asking for any proprietary secrets, but where's this industry headed next? What are the customers and what are your R&D people looking at that will be the 5-year, 10-year next gen appliances or loss prevention measures that we use?
Well, what we're starting to see is people are starting to make smarter investments. They're buying technologies that aren't black box technologies where you're locked to a certain brand or a certain camera. I mean, how many retailers have been faced after a 5-year investment having to replace all those technologies?
Been there, done that.
And don't have the funding to do such things. We never run coax anymore. We always run Cat 5 or Cat 6. So we get to a point where this is an industry now, you basically can swap a component. Camera is disparate, doesn't have enough megapixels. I take it out, plug and play. I plug in a larger one. Maybe it's a 5 megapixel, maybe it's a 20 megapixel. But the structure and the technology is supported to take on the new product as it gets enhanced over the years.
That's great. And Jim, when you're working with retailers, there's obviously a great diversity in the stores and shopping centers. We need to wrap it up soon, but I'm just curious to know, what's one of the challenges that you face with maybe some of the regional shopping centers with the landlord, if you will, if any?
A couple things with the landlords is right of access. If a retailer is wanting a 3 meg pipe, you don't always get permission from the landlord, so we have to go through permission levels and get them to sign on that. There is construction costs when you do this. A lot of people don't know that you just can't order a large pipe and put it anywhere, anytown USA. There are a lot of third-party aggregators out there that you have to negotiate terms with, as well as the landlord to get right of construction. The other thing is being able to abide by whatever the landlord dictates in terms of aesthetics, matching those things in those stores and so on.
Well, it's great to have a partner like you on board, and thank you so much for being here. This is Jim Shepard, who's the National Accounts Manager with Protection One. I'm Joe LaRocca. You can follow me on Twitter at LaRoccaJ, and we'll turn it back over to you now.